Good evening. Ons is weer terug vir ons sê maar elke aanstukkie vir what is woman. And today we are celebrating Women's Day. Ek wil amper gesê dit is Women's Month. Nie, ons is in Women's Month, maar ons celebrate Women's Day. Ons het vandag twee pragtige dames. Patricia and Angela is in the house with us today. And today we're just going to be having fun, talking a little bit about what woman means to us, wat die mense in ek sê maar die studio vandag met ons is, they are poets, they are singers. I'm a poet, but I don't know it. I think so, but that is who they are. They're going to end us. We're going to have two poems, daai so geseend is vanaand, and we're going to have a beautiful song by Patricia tonight. Nou, ons is obviously, almal het Women's Day vandag. So we're just going to check in with the girls. They're going to introduce themselves and they're going to tell a little bit about what they have done today for Women's Day. So anyone can start first. Meneer Rashi.
Okay,
Angela.
I think I should. Yeah. Hi everybody. My name is Angela Julie. I am 18 years old. I'm a poet, a singer, a short story writer. I love nature, love the outdoors, love animals like insane. I love reading as well. Very outgoing, very bubbly person. Yeah. Today for Women's Day, I actually went to an event in what's the place's name? Guguletu. There's a place there called Lunki's Book Joint. So we did like a bake sale there and we were reading books and stuff. It was actually really fun because I got to connect with another writer, one of my mom's friends, and then also Lunkile himself. He's a collector. He's collected like 1,000 books already, and he's also opening libraries soon all over the place. So yeah, that's I was there, and then after that I just came home and I took a nap because it was like hectic. We were talking a lot, reading a lot. We were doing a lot of sales, so that was a bit draining.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just took a nap and then my mom woke me up and she's like, Angela, you're late, get done. So yeah, that was my day.
That's good. And thanks to your mom for waking you up, right? And then we're going to move to Patricia.
Hi, good evening, everybody. My name is Patricia Jacobs. I am, we don't want to say our age, but it is what it is. I'm 36 years old. And first of all, besides saying what I am or what I want to be or aspire to be, first of all, I'm a woman. And I'm a woman of God. I do all kinds of things, but today I ministered at a women's conference in Mitchell's Plain, where we used to call it back in the day a women's rally, but nowadays it has fancy names. It's called a women's conference, So I ministered there today with women, and what I love about my gift is that my gift can bring healing to so much women. There's so many broken women out there. And I'm so grateful just to be part of that. It was from the morning 10 o'clock. And let's say in die kerk kom ek hou nie die tyd dopie. So we went about almost till 3 o'clock, but you don't feel it, man, because it's so nice just to kick off your shoes and be amongst other women, women that basically go through the same thing. You'll be surprised that the woman next to you is actually facing the same thing that you're facing, So I'm so excited, to have met so many other women. And the nice thing is that you see a friend that you haven't seen in years and you're like, hi! And die eerste ding wat ons mekaar sê, hi, jy lyk different met jou hare. Sulke goedes. But a good difference. So, and then I just came home and I brought some cookies home to my mommy, after this conference, it's almost no honger, man, And my ma sit daar maar my ma kyk ook, wat het jy saamgebring? Wat het jy saamgebring? So you had a bake sale, I brought cookies home to my mommy. So I had a blessed day today. And it was just so nice. One of the ladies, she did a dance today. And it stood out for me today was the dance where she was, the song about, it's just a test that you're going through. And that test will soon be your testimony. So that stood out for me today. So from everything that I took out from the whole conference was that what I'm facing, and to maybe those that's listening, it is just a test that you have to go through in order for that testimony for you to be able to tell someone else about your test and your testimony. Yeah.
Nou, hoe gaan we zo die beat, hè? Hoe gaan ik nou die beat van my Women's Day was geweest, hare was. Almal my kinders vir hare moet gewas het, van môre skool. And then just checking in with the girls before we started the stream, I said, I actually want to start off with this because ek het my kinders hare gewas en die oudste and we tried out a new style. And she was very excited about the style and then enjoyed it. But like the minute it settled in that this is now the new style, she was like, Mommy, do you think kids at the school is going to like it? Do you think kids at school is going to make fun of it? And I thought like, I couldn't even just tell her, what kinders is going to be children. But I brought it back to myself. That is the thing we're always struggling with. When it comes to women, we tend to want to cross boundaries and we tend to want to go into new areas of our life. And sometimes we're brave enough to go into that. And then as soon as we do, it's like, oh, can I do it? Will people accept me for this? I'm not too brave here. Is my hare nie gat genoeg gee vir die nie? Wat gaan aan? Can I do this? Have you guys maybe also encountered something like that, just talking about women's and women's month? Angela, maybe you want to start off? Yeah.
Okay. Just can you repeat what you said quickly?
I was just talking about my girls and how we tend to want to like do different things, but as soon as we want to, we kind of have this fears of we are not good enough. We don't shape or fit the shape of what needs to be done. Have you maybe experienced something like that?
Well, I guess I have my insecurities. Like, yeah, I'm very sporty and kind of boyish. Yeah, so whenever I like wear tracksuit or something, then I'm always thinking about what other people's gonna say, because when I act a certain way, then people think, oh my word, look at that girl, like she's acting like a boy and whatever. So yeah, I do have insecurities where that is concerned, where people always tend to judge you by what you look like and how you act. So at times when I act or dress a certain way, then I always ask my mom, Mom, is this okay? Because you never know what people think about you, Then they give you funny looks and stuff, and they won't say like, this is what we're thinking and whatever. So yeah, it is kind of tough, especially me as a young person. I'm pressurized a lot because of that. You have to look a certain way and dress a certain way. But I think that recently I haven't actually been taking that to heart, because once you actually consider what other people are going to think, and you don't think about, hey, this is me, this is how I want to be, then you feel like you're under a lot of pressure to join the crowd. So yeah, I do have a lot of insecurities, but it's best for a person to be themselves than to think about what other people say. So yeah, that's what I believe. You know.
Patricia?
Let me just unmute myself. I fully agree with what Angela said right there. I think the most one of the challenges amongst us as women, right, is insecurity, self-doubt, because we always compare ourselves to the other woman, to the next girl. We always look at that part where we have to say, okay, she looks like that. Okay, I'm not like that. What do I need to do in order to look like that, to be like that, right? Yet we forget what's inside of us. You so focus on that person, what that person, that woman specifically have. I need to look a certain way, talk a certain way, and yet at the end of the day, you forget what's inside of you. And because you so focus on that, you never get to what you have, what you can contribute. And I think with a lot of our women today, our young women especially, I think that because there's so many fathers that's absent in our lives, and I think our fathers is the first man in our life to tell us how beautiful we are, and what you can achieve. And I think because there's so many fathers that's absent in so many lives today, children's lives today, that is where that it crippled you in a way. So now you come into society, you come to the community, and no moet jy hoor van Jaleki Soenie, you're not good enough for this. Low self-esteem creeps in. I think even mothers today, young mothers, women today that are mothers today, I think once they have children, and that's where life stops for them, they don't feel good enough anymore, they don't have dreams anymore, they don't have careers anymore, because I need to look a certain way. One of my friends told me today, she said to me that as a mother, you also feel, did I do good enough for my children? Was I good enough for my husband? As you know, for example, you ask any woman today, mention 2 things, good things that you adore, love about yourself. Hulle gaan eers moet dink. Ask them, mention 5 things you don't like about yourself. Boom, they will give it to you just like that. And this is where it comes in for me, us as women, forgetting about your self-worth. And I'm still learning that. I don't say I have it all together. Gosh, I have insecurities on a daily basis, but ek het vir myself gesê, every day from now onwards, I'm trying, I'm not there, I'm coming there, where instead of condemning myself every single day, I'm going to affirm myself from now onwards, to tell myself, jy was nogal skwaai raar gewees, ek gee ry vir myself, ek is nogal goed in daai, I'm nogal beautiful, wow, I look smart today, because if I'm not going to say it to myself, who's going to say it to me, man, and even fixing one another's crown. I always see it goes viral, this thing of we should fix one another's crown. It's easy said than done, because I will say it in front of other people, but at the back of the ranch is swaar, because it's difficult to say to someone else if I can't even say it to myself. And that's where I am at the age of 36 right now, affirming myself first of all, and telling myself I am worth, man, and once you know your worth, and you tell people, not expect people, we should tell people how we want to be treated, and people, whether they like it or not, this is how I want to be treated, because I'm that girl, because why? I bring this to the table, I have this, and for me, once I have that, I want to pay it forward to the next woman. Okay, ek gaan nou pause gou vir nou.
Nee man, jy moet nie gepause het, jy was net so lekker trend, ek is like, yes, ek gaan nou oor. I think we must take this moment, because Angela has a poem that exactly speaks into what we are just speaking about. And then maybe give her opportunity to do the poem, and then afterwards we'll continue our chat. Are you okay with that, Angela?
Yes. Sure. Okay, this poem. This was actually one of my first poems that I wrote. It was for a school project, and this was when I just started writing like anything in general. So yeah, it's called "I'm Different." So I was always different, as they say, but I like my difference. I like being that way. Every time they would say, "Oh, you're different, go away." But I'm just being me, and I think it's okay. Some say that I make a really good friend. Some say that they think my stories never end. Some say they think I'm really not being, but I say they're blind because they're really not seeing. My difference has made me click with some people, but with others, sometimes my friendship is feeble. My difference has given me a different perspective, and with that, it's given me another way to live. So if you call me different, it's fine, it's okay, because I'll always be different. I like being that way. Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
Oh my
that's
word.
one of my favorite poems because
Wow.
Yeah. Ah,
that
ek het nie nou my woorde
poem
nie.
has helped me through a lot.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
been through a lot, like when I used to be and all of that. I was bullied a lot about looks and such. So when I wrote that, I was like, okay, this is going to help. Something that I just think back to that poem all the time. That really helps me. Yeah.
Het jy enigiets om te sê, Patty? Ek gather gou eers vir myself.
I think if I must say, if I look at Angela, I think to myself, wow, she's mentioning all of these things that she's been through. But if you look at her, you won't say that she's been through that. You'll say she have all the energy. She's on fire. She's gifted. She's beautiful on top. Met haar lekker hare en almal daai. And now, as we have this conversation, yeah, as we have the conversation, no worry. You see, this is what I mean. You hear that person has been through that. There's a little bit of scars there by that person, and that's what make us the end of the day, man. And I mean, at this, how old are you, Angela? Sorry if you want to.
Um, I'm 18 years old now.
Yes, so
Yeah, I turned 18 in June.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think I should leave the conversation. Ooh, Jana. Mrs. McKee, die vrou is hierdie dame.
She's on fire, né?
Ja, nee.
It's like
Wow.
I'm sitting here, I'm like, wat het ek gedoen op 18? That is what I'm sitting and thinking with. What did ek gedoen op 18? And I think this is why we wanted to do this for Women's Month. We wanted to celebrate women. I get we have a lot of issues around gender-based violence and almal daai goed. But yes, and you mentioned that whole thing again about fixing each other's crown. But baie kere verstaan ons nie ander mense se crown nie because ons hoor dit nie. And so the poem that Angela just said is exactly that. We kind of suffer all of these insecurities on our own. But if there's more awareness of like, ek gaan nog hierdie, it kind of makes it a bit more bearable to get through it. Because it's like, check ek vir Angela and they're like, oh man, hope, there's like hope springs up. So, yeah, that is, I love the poem, Angela. You really need to send me that so I can post it on Facebook. Um, but this is why I wanted to do this. And normally we talk about the women that went and marched and for our rights and all of these things. But a lot of times we don't even take up the rights that we have or that was fought for us, because we put our candle under the table and it's like dumbed out because again, Patty, like you said, it's like we grew up how we grew up, and all of these insecurities that follow us is like a breadcrumb trail that follows us the whole time, and you can't get rid of it, or you're not brave enough to take that next step, and if you are, then someone else tells you something about that same insecurities you were just trying to overcome, and dan just is 'n slag wat weer retract in itself, and dan is the money daar. And so I felt like maybe we should just maybe get out there and celebrate each other maybe a little bit more. Get to hear the poems that Angela does at 18 years old. Ik moet gaan werk maken aan my poem story. Maar I mean, we are all different, and I like the poem that says that we are all different. We know it, but we sometimes so quickly forget it. It's like my daughter, she loved it. 5 minutes later, it was like, what is the other kids gonna say? Are they gonna like it as much as I do? And it almost took away that pride she had for her when it was done. And I was like, no, what maak ik nou hier as 'n ma? And yet, I also put myself in that shoes of like, I also go through these things, so maybe I must allow her those feelings. We all are supposed to, on Women's Day, feel like, oh, we like queens and I'm all the goede, but yet we don't always act like it. And that is stuff that we must bring to the fore and just say, it's okay, man. It's okay. Healing takes us now time. It's okay. So, how do you guys deal with just being a woman in these time and day and age? Ik ga vir jou op die spot sit, Patty, want Angela moes my eers gepraat, né?
Ek het laas gepraat. Angela moet nou weer praat. In this day and age, it's very, very, very difficult because it's constantly wherever you go to work, whether you go to school, whether you go to church, even church, wherever you go, jy is constantly bewus van yourself. Constantly. As my skirt reg, as ek maar genoeg, ek moet my mag indruk. Things like it is constantly, and I mentioned this because that is who I am at times, and I've come to learn that what do I want to be? So what do I want to put out there about myself? I say this, I see that, I watch movies, I weigh myself up, against, okay, that is how it's supposed to be. But then what do I want to put out there about myself? But then I've realized the word of God says that we are made fearfully and wonderfully, right? You read the word of God, but do you believe that? Now the thing is, reading it and putting it into place, into action in your life is another thing. The same thing like I mentioned before about your crown. It's easy said and done. But now I have affirmed, I don't condemn myself anymore, like I said before. I affirm that, where I'm saying now, I am wonderfully and fearfully made, because the reason why I'm here, or the reason why I was invited to this event, there is something about me that's standing out. There is something special about me, because why did the teacher mention me there? Why did this one say that about me? And I recently just started to do counseling training where they wanted people in the community to come out, and they offer training so that we can help the community, because a lot of people go through things in life and then they don't get counseling for it. Right? And then they walk with all of those baggages with them as they go along. And now come yourself doubt and insecurities, because you also haven't dealt with so many things in your life. You didn't even go, like for me as a colored young woman, I know that the way we grew up today, right? Whatever we just move along. You just take it with you and you move along up until it becomes so much, all the baggages, as oral as our baggages op jou. Jy kan nie meer goed saam jou trekkie. So now how do I get the motivation on a daily basis to make it just through an hour of the day? And so I told myself that I want to go myself for counseling, but I also want to go for training where I can counsel other young colored women in this country and community today that needs to talk about things that they can't talk about to your family members, that you can't talk even to a teacher today because you don't feel comfortable and good enough, because what will the teacher say? The teacher's going to maybe tell my mommy. I'm not saying it's like that, speaking under correction. And I've started that via our police station in my community, and we're still continuing to do training. And I've started recently with counseling others. And just to sit and listen to people, right? It's like, wow. And then they talk and then they express and then they will tell you afterwards, wow, I feel so much better. It's not the healing process started already by them just saying I'm coming. And especially the women, some of them, I start now in this week. I'm going to start to counsel a young girl of 13 years old that just lost the father, the main man in her life. The grandma is saying she's acting out. She doesn't know what to do, how and whatever. I feel honored, because now somehow I don't know, but I can help her just by listening to her, whatever it is she's going through. So the time she gets to Angela's age, dan was daar 'n bietjie heat, dan sy healing for her. Then when she gets to 21, she can be the woman that she's supposed to be. So that's where I am in my life. I'm helping myself by empowering myself. And this is what I said. A lot of people in life, we want power. We want to be in position and that. But I said, I don't want power. We say we want to be part of change, right? Yes, I want to be part of change, but I want to first be the change, right? And I've learned I don't want power. Sommige keer voel ons daai position het, dan is ek nou daai persoon, it makes me. I don't want power, but I want to empower the next person.
Angela, how how do you deal with being a woman in today's age?
Wow. Okay, first of all, that was amazing. What you said there. Must I call you Auntie Patricia? I'm not sure now. But yeah, that was amazing. Sorry.
That's okay. I need to accept this. Ek took a lag daardie vrou nie. But I accept this because it shows me I've matured and I can be a role model. Ek weet toe kom lag daai vrou vir my nie.
Yeah. Okay. In today's day and age, wow. That's a bit of a tough one. Okay, it's not actually that much, but yeah, I find it hard because speaking of insecurities and things like that, there's always the next big thing, and you have to keep yourself up to date, otherwise people's gonna cut you out of their circle. I went to one of my friends a few days ago and we were talking, but I'm not usually associated with things like the next, let's say, the newest fashion and all of that. I'm not really into that stuff because I don't really like dressing up. This is as much dressed up as I can get, t-shirt and jeans. That's me. So we were talking and I didn't know what she was talking about. I was just nodding and I was like, yeah. And then after she asked me do you know what I'm talking about? And I said no. And then immediately she was like, okay, yeah, but anyways, I'll see you around, bye. And yeah, I haven't seen her since then, and that was a week ago. So yeah, because I am not up to date with the latest fashion trends and the hip music and all of that, it's actually kind of a hindrance But what I think is that as a woman, you need to know your roots instead of going after that, you know? So, like, the Bible said the woman was made for a man, the woman is the keeper at home, and so forth and so on. So, I usually learn from my mom where that's concerned. Like, I was watching my mom the other day, and she was working in the business. And then after she worked, she was up since 5 o'clock. She made milk tart and a whole lot of other things. It was like a huge order for cupcakes that day. We had like over 100 cupcakes in this place. So yeah, after she did all of that, she still made food and she still cleaned the kitchen and she still told us, hey, what are you doing? You need to do this, you need to do that. She didn't sit down once. And I was watching her and I'm like, what is wrong with you? Go sit down. And she said, no. This business is my responsibility. This house is my responsibility. This family is my responsibility. The woman is the keeper at home. So she has to make sure that the house runs properly. That is why I'm not going to sit down. So after I heard that, I was like, okay. So I've been on the wrong track this whole time because I always thought like, you know, the woman has to be the one sitting at home drinking coffee, on social media. Let me put up some cool pics, let everybody see me, and then, go to a high tea, go to this party and that party, easy life. But after I saw that, I was like, this is insane. So now instead of focusing on like the next big thing and all of that, I am actually trying to focus on like I'm learning to cook other stuff, not just cheese bread and things like that now. And like to really work and do things a woman will do in her own home. I think that's what the main focus has to be as women in this day and age, because if you keep focusing on other things like what people think, what people say, all of that, you tend to get carried away, by that thought pattern. Um, and other than that, I think it is very tough being a woman in this day and age, because guys are all like, we run the world and women are down there. But not a lot of, like, most people think like that. And with that there's also danger, like where gender-based violence is concerned and all of that. It's gotten to a point where it's almost like, how can I say? It's gotten out of control. So instead of us being the helpmeet, we are the slave. And I'm not saying it as a men are bad and all of that. I'm just saying, like, it really is a danger in this day and age to actually be a woman, because like if you're a guy you can still get out of certain situations, but because women being the weaker vessel, we not
Oh, I think we lost her there. Maar
Mm.
ik weet Petty. Ik voel sy dis van Michelle, what the fuck.
Ja, ja. Ons moet wy maak vir die jong mense.
Ek voel asof ek niks ken nie. Dis hoe ek voel asof ek niks ken nie. It's like,
Yes.
hoe raak
Yes.
ek so slim? So ik zit hier in Marvel, like literally I'm sitting here and Marvel at the words. I mean at 18, if I'm sitting here and really thinking, we're always complaining about the younger generation. Are they really that bad? Or have we just
Yeah.
never really given them a chance to speak? Have we really not just given them a platform where they can use their art and their words? Because it is like, why have we never done this before? Man, it is like, hoe kon ons ons twee? Die wy- Hoe kon ons ons twee? Die wyf hy praat.
Yeah.
Like literally, I'm like sitting here and marvel. I'm literally close to tears. Ek tyds ek met my mond oor die hele tyd because I'm like, if this is the next generation,
Yes.
then ek weet nie.
Yes.
Ek is
Yes.
klaar.
No, I agree with you. Because
done.
our next generation is not just about not finishing school and having babies, man. Daai is vir my amper soos almal dink net daai is die mentaliteit. Right now after school 18 years old, 19 years old, have a baby. That's it. That's your life. This must be the next generation, man. Empowered, man. Hulle kan praat, hulle kan opstaan, hulle kan sê, nee, maar ek weet van die, educate yourself. Someone told me that, ek is nie altyd lief vir lees, maar ek recently lief kom word vir lees, to realize, like, wow, it's no wonder, read. And you don't see how young people read anymore because why? It's the phones today. It's the phones. I see me reading, and but I listen to her, and I mean, a mom is definitely a role model to her, and that's what's needed today, to look up to your mom and to see, okay, this is the type of woman I want to be in my house. Ek wil nou vaak gesê dat the normal cooking is mostly 2-minute noodles. Is it 2-minute noodles, but okay, I've learned recently, there's a lot of things you can do with 2-minute noodles, it's just a lot of romantic dinners that you can cook. Jy lag vir my uit. Die young mense, but it's so amazing to hear the way she even, the way she speaks and the way she thinks, and it's true what she says, woman, I know that today is like you get married and die vrou is die vrou se verantwoordelikheid, dat ek dit so stel. But I want to give for most men today. Oh, there she's coming. I want to give it. Okay, I actually want her to hear this one actually. There we go. Okay, maybe Angela should finish her.
You wanna finish up?
Hi, I'm back. I'm so sorry. I was experiencing some technical difficulties here. It just went completely out and I just lost you guys. I'm so sorry about that.
That's fine. You can finish off.
Yeah, in closing, I'm just gonna say, it is very tough being a woman in this day and age because of the dangers and because of the fact that women nowadays are very insecure. But yeah, I believe that women need to get back to their roots, like being the keeper at home and taking care of the family. Because, like, I mean, if my mom can wake up at 5 and still go through the day doing work and then still take care of the family and make sure the house is clean and everything, then we all can, But yeah, thank you.
Patty, you wanted to say?
Oh, just on agreeing with Angela is like, not agreeing, but also that woman almost like we're the slave, and it's a bit so dangerous to be a woman today, But I have to give it to most of the men out there, as where some of them have realized that the woman is actually doing quite a bit, especially if you're married in the house. So there's actually men out there that does stuff that women are doing, and hulle divide in halfte in. Nou my pa hulle se generasie glo mos nee. Bring my kos. Hulle moet die vrouens moet opvas en afdroog. Hulle moet hy doen. Dit is so, die Here sê dit so. Hulle glo dat, And nowadays you get men And then some of the men, ek het 'n mooie praat van hulle gaan my weer gun verdien, and some of the other men would say, nooit. Die vrou weet waar sy plek is in die kombuis. Nee, haar plek is nie in die kombuis nie. You get men that cook so well today. Hulle maak 'n huis, 'n kombuis spick and span skoon. Hulle mop nog beter as wat som van ons mop, you know. But in they take care of the children, they pack the food, their lunches and things like that. So hulle vat beurte, and it's nice because it helps so much, and it actually creates that bond, you know, that love. So ek glo it is possible, you know, for men to assist women to assist men. And my father's a builder. Now my broer Stan, ek gaan net iets sê. My father's a builder, but I can tell you today, right, he's now van age in my mouth, but whenever my daddy's working and he have a job, so a job what he doing, and then he would come home during the day and he would ask for a certain grinder or a certain spinner. I don't know about that, but my mommy will go to the back soos wat se vrou en sy's al so getrain, she's trained for all the years of knowing what is what, and she'll go fetch that thing. Nou dat dink ek, wow, I didn't even know that. And then I realized, because my mom has been growing with my father's business all along, you know. So yes, they are a back in the day generation, but somehow my mom helped my father, obviously, but somehow she also learned, you know, she equipped herself, and so she can tell you. And if he talks about building stuff like in and praat hulle nou van contracts and so, dan praat sy saam, dan dink ek, wow. I mean, my mommy finished school grade 8, basically, standard 6, you know, standard 6 back then. So, you know, somehow, you know, you need to balance it out. You know, just somehow we need to balance it. And I think it helps, especially today. It's modern days. It's not like it was back then.
Nee, definitief. Ek hoor vir jou, is dit Deborah wat sê, ja, my man het vandag 'n potjie gemaak. Ek is baie bly vir jou, Deborah. Mens moet deel. Ja, sharing is caring. Ek jy my kinders sê. Ja. Almal sê hallo, Mario, Shahid, Janine. Janine sê, Patricia, go women, go. Then we also have Nadine that says hello. Leslie Ann says hi, Angela. Lynn says hello, Avril says hello, and then they all loved your poem, Angela. Nadine blowing kisses, and they are saying, yeah, so alles mal wie julle, Chantal is saying hi, you know. So Deborah also says, Angela, while you were talking, people are saying, yes, it shows wisdom. The way you were talking, we were raving about you while you were going offline. And I mean, yeah, the thing that I again learned today, and the topic that we were talking about yesterday, and basically the whole week, last week, was that we as women need to, in order to show other people how you need to be loved and treated, you need to treat yourself that way first. So there's something in my house that I try and do. I love that you're talking about counseling, Patty, and we must connect afterwards. Is that baie kere when we go to training, you know, so different works and stuff, we go for training because we want to implement it in work, in our organizations, etc., in our homes. But hardly ever do we take that training first to say, how can I apply this to my life, right? And that is something I've been trying for the last 2 or 3 years, where if it's difficult for me, then the kids that I'm working with just double that. Then you know how more they are going to find difficulty with it. So baie kere ons sê die kinders moet reg praat en dan doen ons dieselfde nie. Ons sê die kinders must apply love and be kind to others. Maar as ons soms luister hoe ons praat van ons mans en almal die goede, dan and I've listened to Angela now, and I was like again reminded about, we don't teach our kids by what we say. We teach them about how we act. So it is in our she has now been taught a great lesson about what it means to be a woman, because she's looking at a mom. A mom is standing in a place full and sy's besig met haar besigheid en sy's besig met die family, and it's all like a mingle and almal die goed. And so she already is now taking up on that lesson at 18, which is very nice. And is telling myself, okay, so what kind of woman do I want to become? And if we can bring that back, yes, we've endured a lot of heartache. We have endured a lot of men that left. We endured a lot of people that left and trauma that has been happening to us. Yes. Maar ons is amper soos daai bouncing ball. Ek weet nie as hulle hy goed het as julle I hear you do sports, Angela, that punching bags that you hit and it bounces back to the floor and then it skips back up. That is woman. And so we oftentimes we spoke about it when we spoke about sex. Ek kan nie met hy praat nie, Angela ek oor hom. When we and we spoke about the how powerful our vaginas are. And then a lot of time we kind of use when people say, hey, Jay's need to pee, because they make it such a small and make it mouth thing, we kind of, but it's our bodies are beautiful. And so we are as women as well, and we must start taking back that part of it and leave the other stuff. It's like a buffet, as a general prawns en jy loop verby en eet die sushi en die ander goed op die tafel, maar jy gaan altyd vol wees. So I think that is the thing that I would like to walk away for this Women's Month. I want to understand what other women is going through, and that is why every night at 8 we talk to different women about different issues. So I want to understand again what other women is going through, but I also want to celebrate us for the things we do good and the things we do well, and how we always come back, how we look after our families, how we wake up even though we are tired, how we work when we are sick. We do a lot of things well. Also, the quite CV, but we oftentimes just focus on the but ander mense sê van ons. So I don't know if you guys want to end off, but then I would really like to, ek wil my poem leer, hoor, the last poem, Angela, and then Patty is going to sing for us. Yes. So Angela, do you have any parting words, and then you can end off with your poem.
I think I just have a word of encouragement. Like we spoke about insecurities and stuff now. What I just wanted to say was I just want to encourage all women to just tell themselves every morning, look in the mirror and say, yo, Jay's more sexy, man. You're so beautiful. Or something like that, man. Like as Auntie Patricia said, if you're not gonna say it to yourself first thing in the morning, then it's almost not a guarantee that you're not gonna hear it during the day, you know? So yeah, I think I said that wrong, but yeah, never mind. Yeah, so just keep empowering yourself, because like you might hear me saying, oh, women are beautiful and all of that, but if you don't say it to yourself and you don't continue speaking life, you know, to you as a woman, then where else are you going to get it from? You see, and you're going to keep putting yourself down and you're going to keep doubting yourself. But if you continuously say, I am great, I am smart, I am important, I am beautiful, you will begin to believe that, and that will become you. You know, you will become that. So yeah, that's my word of encouragement. And now, this poem I initially wrote for one of my friends in the Mama Project. Her name is Aluta Tao. She's very, very important to me. Not that the other ladies aren't, but yeah, she's been my inspiration since I started the Mama Project, or started with them. So yeah, I initially wrote this for her and all of the ladies there. And yeah, I want to share it with you guys as well. So here goes. It's called All Women Are Different. If you look at a woman, you see, do they all look the same? Does each face tell the same story? In the land of Nod, a beautiful Persian princess tries to escape her father, who is forcing her to marry a rich British king. In Iraq, a young Jewish mother hides herself and her son. She prays the soldiers won't find and execute them. In China, in an underground chamber, young and old women gather in the safe haven. They sing songs of freedom and better days and bask in the glow of the love and warmth within each other. If you look at a woman, what do you see? Are they all patient and kind, or are some as rough as the sea? In New York City, a successful businesswoman and mother of 2 sons has just stepped into her office when her husband calls from Dubai to tell her that their daughter-in-law is expecting her first child in April. In Khadija, an aspiring singer, songwriter, and amazing mother, has the opportunity to go to America and release her music worldwide. Her first song being the Mama Project theme song, Together We Can. If you look at a woman, what do you see? I see a powerful person, as kind as can be. A mother, a daughter, a sister, a wife. Someone with a big heart, someone who gives life. Someone who is selfless, someone who can fight. Someone who brings hope. Someone who gives life. And I can go on and on. But that's not part of the plan. So I'll just say, please, stick together. Because together, we can.
Oh man.
Thank you. Yeah, that's one of my favorite poems. But yeah, enough about me. I want to hear Auntie Patricia sing now. That's what I'm.
Ja, as ek weer auntie. Ek is nog besig met traantjies te dinge is. Sure.
Sorry.
Yeah, you really have a unique there's just something about you, Angela, that's you know what, dare to be different and stay who you are, because this laughter that you can bring to us, imagine to how many other young women your age, and going ahead the generations, you can be that legend one day, you can be that powerful woman. And so I even prayed over you just there where you are, that God will take you from strength to strength. Ek moet nie eens minister nie, maar ek kan nie help nie. There's just something about you that the person just wanna, and it's a joy, it's tears of joy because of the gift that God has bestowed upon your life. So keep on speaking, never keep quiet, because there's other women that needs. And I think through your poems will come, I speak it over you, through your poems will come healing for so many broken women out there. Wow. And you can feel it. Ons kan nie eens praat nie. Ons kan nie eens praat because that's what you have. And God is healing you as you speak, from all the bullying and from everyone that might have told you before that you're not good enough, you're not beautiful enough. If you can impact 2 women like this, 2 older women like this, if you can make us want to tear up like this, I mean, what can you do to those out there that will sit in your presence under your word? So may you go from strength to strength and be that woman that so many other women are struggling to bring out of themselves. May you be that one that activate that within them out there. Wow. Woo! Shoo!
Wow.
En nou moet ek nog afeindig. Nou. Yeah, so may you become that. And this is what it's about, man. This is what's needed in this country today. Healing must just flow from one another. It's all inside of us. God has placed that inside of each one of us, for healing to come with our gifts that we thought, like I think like Hannah in the Bible, when Penina told her that you can't give Elkanah, he had two wives, Penina and Hannah, and Hannah couldn't bring forth because she was barren. But there was a reason for that. The same with us, gender-based violence and all the things that we go through. There is a reason that why sometimes we must go through things in order for us to become for the greatness to be activated in us. Remember, I can't become a leader if I haven't been through experiences in life, But Hannah believed and she begged God to give her a son. And after God came through for Hannah, what happened? She remained faithful, even though she had to give her son Samuel back to God. She remained faithful, and because of her faithfulness, no matter what Elkanah told her, you can't bring forth, God gave her eventually a son, and she remained faithful to God. And after she remained faithful, God miraculously came through for her by giving her more children, more than what she wanted. So I want to encourage other women out there, remain faithful. Even though all the storm comes our way, remain faithful because you know what God has promised you and you know what God has asked, what you have asked of God. So I believe where I am currently in my life, if you must only know what I'm going through currently, but I'm going to remain faithful because you know why? What I'm going through is not just for me. It's not for me, but I'm going through this because I'm supposed to be that for the next woman out there. And I believe that I'm going to suffer through this because I'm not suffering for myself. I'm suffering for so many other thousands of women. And my motto for my theme for the year is Esther. I'm an Esther, Esther became a queen. She was a normal teacher with her uncle Mordecai, but God had greatness set aside for her. So rise up to all of those women. You don't know what God has set out for you. Don't sit there in that corner. Once that abuse have happened to you, once that hurt you face, don't sit. Rise up, because you know what? You are set out for greatness. And with that, I want to end up with a song that everyone will be there for you. But there's only one God. There's only one God. Jeremiah 29:11 says, for I, the operative word is I. Who's I? Not my mother, not my father, not my friend, but I is God. The plans I have for you is to prosper you, to give you hope in the future. And my help only comes from God. And I want to sing, I'm only going to sing a small piece. Okay. Oh, the Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand, upon thy right hand. And no, the sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. He shall preserve thy soul, even forevermore. My help, my help, my help, all of my help cometh from the Lord. Your help, I say to you, your help, all of your help cometh from the Lord. Ooh. Ik ga net daar stop. Amen.
Nou, wat sê mens nou? Vanaand na dit. Ja. Ja.
So beautiful.
Thank you guys for the show. It was truly a celebration of women. If ever there was one, it was truly a celebration of women. Thank you, Angela, for the person you are. I think you should celebrate your gift a little bit more. Thank you, Auntie Patty. If it's normal, maar thank you, Auntie Patty, for that song. It was a beautiful ending into what was a perfect evening. You said everything that needed to be said. You inspired when you needed to inspire. And just your light and your love is enough. I think it will carry through Facebook. Whoever touches or listen to this message, it will do what it needs to do in their lives.
Definitely.
So, ik was nog nooit emotional op die show nie, but thank you. Thank you for tonight. Both of you. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. I think the show did what it needed to do tonight. It was celebrate women. So thank you, both of you, for your time. Ik ga nog niks meer sê na daai nie. If you want to end off anything else, you are welcome to. But if not, I will say thank you to everyone who listened. There's a lot of comments. It's basically just admiring your talents, and yeah, you guys have a gift. So thank you.
Thank you so much for the opportunity and for believing in me and for allowing me to meet Angela, and even yourself. Ja. Ek het twee vrouens ryker geword. So thank you so much for this. And I think that this that's happening here is needed today. Amidst everything that we are going through in this country today, this is needed. And I think as like I said before, as I spoke tonight, as Angela was speaking, and even as you were speaking, we were healing as we were speaking.
Definitely. Ja, julle, slaap lekker. Thank you for everyone who watched.
Yes.
Voor die tranen gaan loop, gaan ek nou night sê. Angela, do you want to say something? Asseblief, moenie meer praat nie, man. Die tranen is so naby. Just say thank you and then leave. No.
Flow.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. That was a beautiful, 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 beautiful song, Auntie Betty. sorry. Auntie Patricia, sorry.
And I received that. I have made peace with it. I have made peace with that.
Yeah, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna take what you said, that word of encouragement. I'm taking that for me. That is mine now. Like, you guys can all have it, but you know it's mine, right? Yeah. Because I really needed it. Especially like now, I've gotten to a point where things really get to my head. Because, yeah, obviously 18, expectations, all of that. So, yeah, I'm definitely taking that for me. Because I really, really need that. But thank you so much for having me. It was so amazing meeting you, Auntie Patricia. I will definitely look you up on Facebook and wherever.
Facebook, yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Girls.
Good night, girls. Huh?
Ja, dus nie die lied maar vir ons, want ons gaan nie affie. Ons gaan nou lank praat. Ons gaan nou weer oor. So I think
Okay. With that, I'm gonna say good night. We will have you on again, back on a via show. Okay?
Yeah, definitely. I think once you've interviewed all the ladies, then you just come back to us again. We'll end off with you.
To end it off, the 31st as well. Okay.
Got it.
Bye, girls.
Bye.